Hey everybody. Now, a lot of you are probably aware of the tactics that animal rights people use. You've seen the demos, you've seen stalls, and you've probably heard of ALF activities from time to time. But there's one tactic that you probably aren't aware of, and that's called open rescue. It started in Australia maybe 12 or 13 years ago, but over the last couple of years activists have brought it to New Zealand. I'm here today to speak with Deirdre Sims, one of the founders of the New Zealand Open Rescue team, and find out what she does and why she does it. Hey Deirdre.
Hi.
Now, we know that open rescue has been going for a while in Australia. What sort of prompted you guys to bring it here to New Zealand? Was there any sort of catalyst at all?
Well, we've been campaigning in New Zealand to end battery farming for 20 years. And in 2006, Parliament's Regulations Review Committee made a really monumental decision. They actually decided that battery hen cages were in breach of the Animal Welfare Act. And unfortunately, the Minister of Agriculture, Jim Anderton, completely rejected that decision, and the industries continued on. So activists were really frustrated when that happened. We just felt so frustrated. We've been protesting, campaigning, lobbying for years. Nothing has changed, so we felt it was time to, take some direct action and to go out into these farms and actually just really expose what was happening and rescue these hens.
Okay, cool. Have you been involved in any other types of animal rights campaigning at all?
Well, I've been involved in animal rights for 5 years, so during that time I've done all sorts of things, stalls, protesting, getting petitions signed, school talks, lobbying, everything. So open rescue is just another tactic really to raise awareness about what's happening to animals in New Zealand.
Okay, so what are some of the goals and aims of open rescue?
Well, our long-term aim is obviously to abolish factory farming, to get rid of it entirely. In the meantime, our short-term goals are to raise awareness, to get video footage of the conditions that what these animals are going through, and also to save lives as well.
Oh, that's great. I heard you mention that obtaining video footage is part of what you do in New Zealand Open Rescue. Could you tell me why you think that's so important?
Getting video footage of these conditions is actually a really, really crucial part of what we do, because people normally don't have the opportunity to go inside of these farms. They don't really know where their eggs come from or where their bacon comes from. So that's what our job is, really, to get footage of these conditions so that people can see, so they can really understand why factory farming is so wrong.
Yeah, sure. And I guess one question people might be asking is, they can understand the rescue part of open rescue, but what's the whole idea behind being open?
Well, we're open because we want people to see our faces. We want the general public to see us so that they can relate to us, so that they know that, we're no different from them. We're just ordinary people, but we just feel so strongly that factory farming is wrong, that we've just taken it to this level. But, we're really no different to anyone else.
Does it sort of bother you that the authorities may see who you are, or do you not care about that at all?
I'm not concerned. We're not concerned because we're willing to take responsibility for our actions. If that means going to court, that's fine, because our higher goal is to really reach people and to really raise awareness and show them why, they shouldn't be supporting industries like this. Some of the sows here are so sick that they're actually not even moving.
It must be pretty traumatic going into these intensive pig farms and battery farms. Is there one particular experience that sticks in your mind that you wouldn't mind sharing with us?
Well, the first time I went into a pig farm this year, actually, there was one experience that really stuck in my mind. I was just sort of observing the conditions and feeling quite shocked and horrified, at what I was seeing. And I just sort of felt eyes on me, and I just turned and looked around, and there was a sow confined in a crate just staring at me, and she just looked so mournful, and I could just feel, what she was going through, just being confined in those conditions, and it was just a really intense moment, and it's definitely stuck in my mind.
I guess it must be pretty hard to stay positive in those sort of situations. How do you manage to do that?
Yeah, it can be pretty hard to stay positive, definitely being exposed firsthand to all this suffering, but I mean, things that keep me positive is being around the rescued animals, seeing how they're thriving and how they're loving life, and they've really got a second chance at life. And then also, like when we show video footage at school talks or to people when we have film screenings, just seeing their reaction and seeing how much the people really care and how they're motivated to do things from then on. It's just great, and it does keep you positive. Yeah.
Sure, I mean, you mentioned the chickens, and there's a whole lot of them wandering around here. Are
Yeah.
these chickens from some of the rescues that you've done?
Yep, they are. Yep, they're from a recent rescue. We've been investigating a farm in Auckland, and these guys are a few of the lucky ones, so it's awesome to see them out. Despite everything they've been through, you know, they're so friendly, and it's great.
Yeah, I mean, they do look a lot happier here than stuck in a battery cage, I'm sure. And I suppose all the chickens you rescue, do they just get taken to farms, do they, in people's places and things like that?
Well, we make sure that they go to good homes, you know, slaughter-free homes, free range. We, you know, we check all the properties, and so we know exactly where they're going. They always go to good homes, and we don't rescue animals unless we've got good homes lined up for them already.
Well, thanks, Deirdre. That's awesome. Keep up the great work.